Sometimes you want your reader to be able to easily navigate around a larger document. And so one way to do that is to create a table of contents. It used to be a very time-consuming process, but I'd like to show you how easy it is in Microsoft Word. I have a 5-page document here that has 10 theological statements. And what I'd like to do is insert a table of contents at the beginning of the document. Let's see how we can do that and how we can adjust it over time. I'm going to click at the beginning of this document and then click on the References tab at the very top. And then I'll go to Table of Contents on the left of the ribbon. I could click an automatic table, one or two, a manual table, a custom table. Let's just click automatic table 1 for now. It says, am I creating one? Start by applying a heading style from the Styles gallery to a selected text. I'll click OK. So it basically says I have a table of contents here, but it's empty. How do I populate it? Well, I'm going to take my first theological statement here called Theology Proper. I'm going to go back to my Home tab. And then you noticed in the styles, several styles are predefined as heading styles. So I'll click on heading 1 and assign that to the first item. Then I'll move down to the second item and I'll assign that to heading 1 as well. Then I'll go to the third item, assign that as heading. The fourth item, assign that as heading. And the fifth item, I'll stop there. That's enough for now. So then if I go ahead back to the beginning and I click on my table, it will say, do you want to update? I'll say yes. And all of a sudden, it updated. It took the text from each of the headings and it records the page numbers. And the page numbers are dynamic as well. If I want to go back in my document and add number 6 to the heading, and article number 7 I want to call my heading, and number 8 as well, we'll do that. Then I can move back to the top of the document, click and say update table. Do I want to update the page numbers only or everything? I'll pick up everything and click OK, and now I have the first 8 points. Now what if I want a subheading? Well, I could click on the beginning of this paragraph and do the same, but the problem is it will put every word in this paragraph, like it did every word in this paragraph, into the heading. So what I'm going to do is simply drag across the first few words, and then I'm going to format this as heading 2. And here I'll do the same, although this isn't exactly how I want it to be when I'm finished, but I'll drag across those, call that heading 2. We'll go into the second one, and we'll click here. I could click anywhere in the paragraph actually, and I left the word D off of there. I'll take this one here, and I'll call that heading 2. And let's see what happens when I go back and refresh it. I click on my table, I'll click to update, and I'll click Update Entire Table, and click on OK. So here I have my primary areas and I have my secondary areas all done through my formatting. And so that's a very easy way to update your table. Now what I can do is I can actually go in here and I can change this to be whatever I want. And it does not change the text, it just changes the referent for my table of contents. Let me show you probably a better way to get a cleaner document. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each of these paragraphs and I'll create a subheading on a separate line. And this one I'll call Trinity. And the second paragraph, I'll start another one called Trinity Compared. And And I will start on the last paragraph in this section, one called Divine Attributes. Then I'm going to take each of these and format the paragraph with heading number 2. Now click up here and do the same here, and the same up here. I'll go into the Bible, and I'm going to add a line here called Internal Witness. And then I'll create a paragraph out over here called External Witness. And I'll format both of those as heading number 2. Oops, the entire paragraph here. This will make a lot better table of contents. So I'm going to go back for the first couple ones and format the first major point as heading 1, the second major point as heading 1 as well. So I've got first level headings and second level headings. Then when I go to add my table of contents, I will go to the References tab, and then the left part of the ribbon do Table of Contents. I'll do Automatic 1. And automatically it pulls these up as headings and subheadings. And you can go as deep as you want into your document. Of course, a short one like this will not take that much space or require that much division. But that gives an example. And just to prove it's not all on page 1, I'll go down to item number 6 here. And we'll go back to my Home tab. And remember that that is a first heading as well. And so is 5 will be a number 1 heading. Again, I go back to the beginning of the document where my table of contents is. I click on there. It says Update. No, of course I will. And I'll do everything, and I'll click on OK. And then this is what I have indexed so far. And you can add or remove items in the table as you desire. And if you don't like it, you can remove the whole table anytime you want. If I click down here, it will say Remove Table of Contents, and now it's gone. But I can create it again in a heartbeat simply by going to References, Table of Contents, picking an automatic table, and it's back. Nice feature in Microsoft Word to help people navigate your documents.